Hi everyone, Jonathan here. Welcome back to the Create a Pong Unity game series. And in this video, we're going to get some assets for our project. Now, in terms of images and music, there's basically three main ways to find this stuff for your game. So number one, you can create your own, and if you do this, you don't have to worry about any copyrights. You have the full license to use them however you want, and it's satisfying to see your own results in the end. And not only that, but you're also going to have some original artwork for your game, which is pretty cool. But on the downside, doing it this way can be time consuming, and it can be tedious if you have no idea how to design images or create your own music. And well, because of all that, the results may vary depending on your skill set. So option number two is probably the easiest option. You can find royalty-free images and sounds to use for your game. And in most cases, this is pretty fast and easy, and there's lots of good resources available online if you know where to look, and you can get some pretty high quality stuff. But on the downside, not everyone is, well, on the downside, other people are also likely to be using these same assets, so it's not really going to be original. And depending on what you're using, you could run into copyright issues. Now, basically, if you're going onto royalty-free sites, they'll have different licenses. And what you really want to be looking for here is something that says Creative Commons if you're planning to release your game to the public. If you see something like on font.org, you might see free for personal use, which is great if you're doing something just by yourself on your computer, but if you want to release a commercial game, you might run into some problems down the line. So just be careful about what licenses you're using. And what do I mean? It can be inconsistent. Well, if you're pulling a variety of different images and music from various sources and creators, the art style, the music style may not exactly sync up. So you have to kind of go through it and filter and do the best you can. And finally, option number three, whoops, it says option number two on there, I forgot to update that. But option number three would be to hire a designer. And of course, if you're doing this, it frees you up your time so you can work on other things, and it's going to be professional and consistent and high quality and all that. But on the other hand, it's also going to cost you money. And if you're working with a designer, you have to be clear about your expectations, what you want to get out of it. And well, as the saying goes, you get what you pay for. So if you go to Fiverr.com and pay someone $5 to create all this artwork for your game, might not be as high quality if you go to Elance or whatever Elance is called now and pay a lot more. So just be careful there. And one final option, there is another fourth option. You can always kidnap or blackmail a designer. This is cheap and effective. You can use threats as a motivational tool, and the designer is going to be forced to produce some high quality work if they want their freedom. But on the downside, you might go to jail if you get caught, and people are going to say you have questionable moral work ethics, and quite rightly so. So I just put a little comment there. This is not recommended unless you're an aspiring supervillain. And I hope you're not as a game designer. Anyway, so I think we'll just stick with the first three options, and I have a challenge for you. Pick one of these three options. Well, actually, no, just kind of pick one of those first two options. You're not going to hire a designer for this project, so either create your own assets here or find some royalty-free assets online. And I put some resources there for you to go for and give you an idea of what you're going to be looking for here. So Pong is a pretty simple game. In terms of images, you should be able to create your own if you want to, but you might want to go to freesound.org and find some sound effects there. And again, just be careful about those licenses. So pause the video and give that a go. Okay, welcome back. How did you guys do? Did you find all the assets you need? Well, if you didn't, that's okay. Take a look. I'm going to show you around how to navigate these sites and how to get and add all the stuff to your game. Let's go take a look. Okay, so the first thing I did was I went to defont.org and I typed the word retro into the search bar. And well, the first thing that popped up was this retro font here. And the important thing to look at with the licenses is over here in the upper right corner of each one. I like to go for the ones that say 100% free, because then you know that, well, it's 100% free. Free for personal use might mean if you're using Microsoft Word or something, but if you plan to commercialize and make money off of it, and if you're planning to sell a game or monetize it on the App Store, then that might have some problems. So there's some good ones on here, and just to be on the safe side, you can look for 100% free, or you can read around the licenses and maybe find something else. So once you get your font, I just drag and drop that into this folder here. Well, I unzip it first, and I drag and drop it right into here, and it uploads into Unity. Next, I went to freesound.org, and I typed arcade in, and I got this loop. And here's how it works. If you click this play icon, you can hear all the sounds in a given file. And if you want to download, you just click on the name of the file, and that will take you to another page here. And where this yellow button says download, that's what you click. If you're not logged in, it will say log in to download, and then you can download it. So you do have to make an account, but that's okay. It's well worth it. And again, here's a license, Creative Commons attribution, so it's free to use. You just have to give Typos here his credit where credit's due. So thank you, Typos, for this. Now this is a whole bunch of sounds, and the way I used this file was I separated each of these sounds in a free program called Audacity. So you can just go, number one, you can go download different sounds rather than getting one collaborative file. But if you get a collaborative file like I got, you can go just download Audacity, go to the Audacity website, Google it, you'll find it. And here's how it works. You drag an audio file into here, and then you hit the play button, and you can hear all these sounds. And if you want to separate any single sound in here, you just highlight it, and then you hit Control-C for copy, you click below, you press Control-V for paste. This is now highlighted as an individual sound. Then you just go to File, Export Audio, and you export it as a .wav. You give it a descriptive name, and then you can drag it into your Unity project. So I'm going to show you how to do that also. And I may have gotten more sounds that I need, or I may still need more. I'm not really sure, but if we need more later, I can go back and get more. That's perfectly fine. So the other thing I'm just going to show you here quickly is how to actually add a file or a sound. So number one, you go to your downloads file where you have it. And in this case, this is an arcade music loop I got from this website. I think this is the one. Nope, those are my sounds. Okay, so that's my music loop. And again, I just got this from freesound.org. This first one here, if you type arcade music. So credit to this guy as well. And you literally just take it, you click it, and you drag it into the right file, not your fonts file. So sounds and downloads, and I just take it and drag it in, and it gets uploaded. And also the other thing you can do is you can right click within a file, and you can go show in Explorer, and that will take you right to where this is stored on your computer. It might be called something different if you're on a Mac. And the other thing I did is I went into this folder where I dropped all of these sounds, and I created a notepad document called attribution, and I just put the name of the creator and the links in here, so if I need to create a credits page later, I can properly attribute them without having to go search for that. So that's something you might want to do too. Finally, Sprites Images. Well, I was feeling very confident about my ability to Photoshop white rectangles and squares, so I just created my own assets in this case, and I will drop those into Dropbox and put a link in the video description if you want to get them as well. But if you do this, the important thing is to not make them too big, and also create an image with a transparent background. Now, if you notice here, I created all of my assets on a single image, and that's okay because Unity can handle that. So if you click this image in your game, and then you look in the inspector up here in the upper right, where it says Sprite Mode Single, just click that and select Multiple instead, and then hit the Apply button. Now, if you click Sprite Editor, it will open up a separate window here, and if you click Slice in the upper left corner, and it says Automatic, you click Slice, what Unity will automatically do is add borders to all of these images in here. And then you can give these descriptive names like square ball and round ball. And then if you hit apply, it will actually separate those images for you, even though they're contained within a single image. So now I can just literally take these and drag these out into my game scene. So it's literally as easy as that. It works pretty well. I'll put links to all of this stuff, these websites and everything in the video description, and like I said, these sprites as well. If you want to use them, feel free to do so. But besides that, how do you guys do? Do you have any questions? Please let me know. And until then, I will see you in the next video.